Well, your grocery bills could soon be going up even more because of rising fertilizer costs hitting American farmers hard. It's because, of course, of the war with Iran, as a key waterway used to export fertilizer is currently being choked off. And with spring planting season just around the corner, one economist tells the New York Times, quote, the loss of fertilizers could significantly impact the global agricultural sector, which could raise food costs and decrease food security globally. Joining us now, Lance Lillibridge, a farmer in Vinton, Iowa, and a member of the Iowa Corn Growers Association. Lance, thanks so much for being with us. Can you just tell us, first of all, how your fertilizer costs look right now and any logistical issues the war is causing for you as you head into planting season?
Sure. Thanks for having me, Chris. Logistically, most of the warehouses in Iowa are full of fertilizer and are available to farmers who have already either paid for it, booked it, or need to buy fertilizer. Those that need to buy are hurting pretty bad because we've had this huge jump in fertilizer prices because of this conflict. And, you know, with only about 30% of fertilizer coming through the Strait of Hormuz, that's, if you divide that out per day, that's about 0.09% of the world's fertilizer coming through there. And even if the U.S. only uses 30% of that, which I think is probably a really high number, that's 0.03% and per day. So we've only been in conflict for nearly 12 days here, and our fertilizer costs have jumped nearly 77%, and our corn price has only gone up by 5%. So we've got some real challenges here ahead of us, and it's unexplainable. This consolidation in the fertilizer market has caused this problem. And had we have more choices of where to get fertilizer, maybe this conflict would just be a small blip on the radar.
I was surprised when I found out today, even though I've spent some time in Iowa, I have family there, that well over 90% of farms there are owned by families. They're family farms. We know that you operate on small margins. President Trump promised a stronger economy, so I think we should point out that agriculture supports 385,000 jobs in Iowa, 34 million across the country. From your vantage point, are those jobs increasingly at risk? How many farms you know are in trouble or are even being sold?
There's an incredible amount of bankruptcies. They're on the rise. Farmer suicides are on the rise. And, you know, the banks are telling some people, we're just not going to be able to finance you with this uncertainty. And where does that leave a guy when he goes home? You know, it's a bad deal. And you know what? This is going to cost every consumer down the road if we don't get it corrected. We need to have our DOJ, our Department of Justice and Antitrust Division working on this and stopping the price gouging and work on this consolidation problem that we have in agriculture. It is not healthy for any consumer in the United States. The only person it's healthy for are the fertilizer companies.
So are you having any productive conversations with members of Congress or people in the White House?
Well, you know, sometimes I feel like we are, but other times I feel like we're getting lip service. And the lip service just needs to stop. We need action. We need to have somebody in cuffs. Somebody needs to go before and be responsible for this nonsense. It's you know, it's one thing to be robbed when you're a rich man, but when you're robbing the poor, it's wrong.
So talk to people who don't know farming in their language, and that is something that you touched on, which is that prices are going to go up. And is that absolutely inevitable at this point? Is your message to America to let their members of Congress know that this is affecting them? This is affecting them at a time when we already know food prices have gone up because of tariffs and other reasons.
Yeah, this is going to affect everybody. And there's a couple ways that that's going to happen. For example, my farm, we're not going to be able to apply phosphate or phosphorus. And that potentially could lead to a decrease in yields. Now, if you look at that countrywide on everything, corn, soybeans, cotton, rice, all of that, if you start decreasing yields, what that does will increase price. And everybody knows that that increase in price amplifies as it goes to the grocery store. So it's going to be a train wreck for consumers. we got to do something about it. It's just plain got to stop.
The heartland of America is about these farming communities and these farming families. And it's important for us to hear what you all are facing right now. Lance Lillibridge, thank you so much for coming on the show. I hope we have an opportunity for an update that's better sometime in the future.
You bet. Thanks a lot for having me.